YouTube family and conflict warriors. Have you ever struggled with conflict at work? Do you often feel misunderstood by your colleagues and boss? Do you want to know how top leaders handle conflict every day at work? Well, look no further, because I'm going to teach you how to handle it like a pro. So whether you want to boost your career or just create a more harmonious workplace environment, I'm going to teach you the essential skills and tools that will equip you to transform your tension into teamwork. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get started. Greetings, YouTube family and conflict warriors. Welcome back. Thank you for staying and for watching and for continuing on this journey of how to fix workplace conflict. So, I don't know if you remember or if you all know that I actually did a video on this topic already. Now, the video is called Navigating Conflict Resolution Skills for a Harmonious Work Environment. If you haven't watched it yet, don't worry, you can just find the video, save and watch for later. But I do encourage you to watch that video, because I am now going to do a two-part video on the topic conflict. Now, the topic is called How to Fix Workplace Conflict Forever. So why am I doing a two-part video on the same topic? A lot of people misinterpret or misunderstand conflict. They see it as a bad thing. It is not good. We shouldn't disagree. We should just agree. We shouldn't share our own opinions, because, you know, if we do, I might get in trouble by my boss, or my colleagues might not like me. And really, conflict isn't about that. Conflict is really about the pursuit of truth. It's about trying to find solutions. It is about sharing ideas. It's about being creative. It's about everybody collectively coming together and coming to solve a problem or to share an idea. And for me, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to spend some more time on this wonderful topic. All right. So I want you to think about this. Imagine this scenario where you've come into work, or you're at work working from home, and your heartbeat is racing, you're sweating, you've got a bit of a headache, and you're feeling and thinking that this is going to be a very stressful day filled with conflict. Now, it doesn't give you a very good, nice feeling, right? Because nobody wants to have disagreements or be in conflict with anybody. And I want you all to understand that conflict is not a minor inconvenience. If it's not addressed, if it's not recognized, and if it's not resolved, it can cause significant issues and impact on things like your relationships at work, your relationships at home, productivity. It is really important that we recognize the source, we can address it, we can look at tactics to fix it. And most importantly, I did forget, it also impacts your mental health. So what is going to be the 3 learning objectives today? So the first one is understanding the nature of conflict. The second is explore 4 main types of conflict. And the third is understanding and examining the impact of unresolved conflict. So, as I said, that conflict is natural and it's inevitable. It cannot be avoided. And the reasons why we have conflict is because of clash of personalities, different viewpoints, the way that we were raised, how we live, many different reasons as to what can be the cause and source of conflict. Do you know that 89% of employees say that they at some level and at some point do deal with conflict, and 29% of employees have said that they deal with it on a constant basis? Those figures are kind of shocking, because all I'm thinking is, when do they exactly get time to work? When do organizations get time to actually be productive or have productivity, if all you're really doing is dealing with or addressing conflict in some shape or form. These conflicts can stem from a variety of sources. For instance, differences in personal values, communication styles, and work approaches can all contribute to workplace conflict. Imagine a team where one member prefers detailed planning and structure, while another thrives in more flexible and spontaneous environment. These differing work styles can easily lead to misunderstandings and friction. Let's all remember though that conflict isn't always negative, right? Because what can come and arise from conflict is healthy discussions, it's constructive criticism, it's the innovative ideas, it's the building and the repairing of relationships. So when we begin to understand how conflict can complement and enhance our working relationships and our productivity, we then begin to start seeing it less as a threat and more as an opportunity for innovation and creation. So I've talked a little bit about innovation, creation and growth, but what does this really mean now? What is that able to show us? So let me give you an example. When team members engage in healthy debates and discussion, they bring diverse perspectives to the table, which can result in creative solutions and better decision making. So for example, consider a marketing team working on a new campaign. One member might suggest a traditional approach, while another advocates for a more digital and innovative strategy. Through open discussion and constructive conflict, the team can combine these ideas to create a campaign that leverages the strengths of both approaches. So next time you encounter some conflict during a conversation, or you're feeling the tensions rise in a team meeting, I want you to no longer see this as a threat, but see it as an opportunity where you can enhance your team's collaboration and your team's effectiveness. Conflict can be categorized into four main types. So you've got task, relationship, process, and resource scarcity. So let's look at first task conflict. Think of it like this. I'm going to give you an example of a project. So you have team members on a project. Now, one of the team members absolutely is big on how we can be innovative in the way that we communicate to the organization. You might have someone in the team who actually wants to focus more on making sure that we accomplish our deadlines. Yeah, it's me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna be very open and honest here. I do have a balanced approach in regards to, what we wanna do, how we wanna do it, being innovative, being creative, getting the right people involved. But I also wanna make sure that we accomplish the set and agreed deadlines, right? Or the milestones. So yeah, that's me, all right? That's in a nutshell. I'm very big on making sure that we deliver on what we agreed to deliver on. Task conflicts can also occur when there are different interpretations of the project goals. Now, neither of these, I'd say, team members who wants to focus on more digital innovation in how we communicate or wants to make sure that we achieve our deadlines, neither person is wrong. What this presents is, yes, conflict, but it's also an opportunity to make sure that we get the right balance in what we need to achieve, we want to achieve, but making sure that we continue to stay innovative. So what we want to do is work out how can we incorporate the innovation piece and how can we make sure that we still honor and deliver on our agreed deadlines. And that's a win-win for me. And I know it will be a win-win for the other member who gets to include their innovative ideas. Well, let's talk about relationship conflict. So where does relationship conflict stem from? Well, it stems from interpersonal incompatibilities. Right? It's where you have tension and friction between different types of personalities. So let's give you an example. And we're going to use Nat. We're going to use me. So you have a team member that's very direct, outspoken, and high energy. Me! And then you have a team member who is more reserved, not so outspoken, and not as direct. Now, each person, both people have great ideas, great things to talk about, wonderful recommendations and input. But regrettably, me, because of my big personality and because I'm quite direct and outspoken, more than likely are going to be able to get my ideas listened to and heard. And so that can create tension and conflict for the other team member who isn't like Natalie. Now, the way to deal with these, I'd say, opportunities is really quite easy. I say easy because I'm talking about myself probably. So and I've experienced this as well. So if I am in a situation where I have a really big personality and I have a very quiet, reserved personality, what I tend to do is help to manage the big personality in when they speak and how often they speak. What you can do is, for Natalie, say, Natalie, so tell me what you think about this. And then you let Natalie speak and she can be like, la, 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 right? And you'd be like, thanks, Natalie. Now we're going to move to Jonathan. Now, Jonathan, tell me your thoughts. Now, by doing that, it's telling me that it's now somebody else that's going to speak. If you don't put those really basic fundamental tactics in place, Natalie's is going to continue talking. Whenever you ask a question, Natalie's always going to ask it. And that helps to mediate the discussion. It helps to facilitate the conversation. So now let's move on to process conflict. So where does process conflict stem from? It's really to do with the logistics in regards to the task completion. Some of the examples could be disputes around the scheduling, disputes around resource allocation and the responsibilities that each team member has. Imagine a team where there's disagreement over who should take the lead on a critical project. This project conflict can affect team morale and productivity if not addressed properly. Each type of conflict can impact team performance and morale differently. Understanding these distinctions help in choosing the right approach for resolution. Now let's move on to resource scarcity. What are the dynamics and the components for conflict arising around resource scarcity? So some examples of resource scarcity can be around budget, equipment, and personnel. For instance, two departments might both need a specific piece of equipment for their projects. Negotiating a fair usage schedule or prioritizing based on project deadlines can help resolve conflicts. There's another example. Departments might clash over limited budgets. Limited budget allocations lead to conflict about who gets what and how much. Now, finally, we're going to talk about the impact of unresolved conflicts. When conflicts are left unresolved, they can have severe repercussions. Productivity can plummet, the workplace atmosphere can become toxic, and employees leave. Unresolved conflicts can lead to decreased collaboration, increased stress, and even higher turnover rates. Research shows that up to 85% of employees experience some level of conflict at work, leading to significant financial losses for businesses due to reduced efficiency and absenteeism. That's $359 billion in paid hours lost to conflict. Oh my gosh. Replacing an employee can cost up to 213% of their annual salary, depending on their position and level of expertise. This financial burden highlights the importance of addressing conflicts early and effectively. What are the psychological impacts of unresolved conflicts on employees? I want you to tell me in the comments your answers. Now, while you do that, I'm going to tell you a few of them from my perspective. Chronic stress from ongoing conflicts can lead to a lot of things going wrong. It can lead to burnout, depression, and anxiety. Now, if these issues, these health issues, are not resolved and rectified, it clearly will impact the well-being of your team members and the well-being of your employees. And as leaders, it is absolutely crucial that we're able to safeguard and protect the well-being of our team members. It's a win-win for us, because when we do that, we will know that productivity increases, performance increases. There's another impact of unresolved conflict for employees as well. If you think about it like this, unresolved conflict could be because of misinterpretation of what needs to be done, misunderstanding of the goals that need to be accomplished. Now let's look at it in the example of a team project. Collaboration decreases. Fostering open teamwork discussions decreases. Now when that happens, it means that I don't know when this task should be completed. I don't know who's actually completing that task, and because of the misalignment of what should be done, who should be doing it, should I be doing it, should somebody else be doing it, it will impact and derail a project that you're supposed to complete, because we're now going to miss deadlines. We are now going to focus on the wrong things, or I'm completing the wrong task because somebody else was supposed to complete it. And when we look at it on the broader term and the bigger picture, the project that you might be working on, or the project that you are working on, can impact the bottom line of the organization's performance. Effective conflict resolution strategies are essential to maintaining a healthy, productive work environment. By addressing conflicts promptly and constructively, organizations can foster a culture of open communication, mutual respect, and continuous improvement. So remember, my YouTube family, my conflict warriors, addressing conflicts isn't just about resolving the dispute. It's about creating a workplace where everyone can thrive and contribute to the organization's success. Sweet. It's time to conclude part 1 of this 2-part episode. Oh my gosh. I am a little bit sad. But let's talk about what we covered today. So the first thing we covered today was understanding the nature of conflict. The second thing that we talked about was exploring the 4 main types of conflict. And finally, we spent some time understanding and examining the impact of unresolved conflict for the employee, your team members, and the organization. So in our next video, what are we gonna uncover? We're gonna uncover 3 actionable strategies that you can do right now to fix workplace conflict forever. So what are we going to cover? The first actionable strategy is effective communication skills, conflict resolution techniques, and building a positive workplace culture. Now remember, in celebration of my official company website, I am giving a 50% discount on all of my leadership and talent resource guides. Yes. You can also get your free resource guide as well. So to find out how you can get your leadership goodies free and how you can apply the 50% discount code, all you need to do is check out this video. Now, if you're like me and simply can't wait to watch the video, in the description you're going to see my website address, and you're also going to see the discount code that you can use where you can get your 50% discount. So my conflict warriors, my YouTube family, thank you so much for staying to the end. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed spending some time with me, I'd love it if you could like, subscribe, and share. And remember to learn, love, and live. Stay blessed.